Hello. Is that Dan up there? That's
Yeah.
yeah. Careful, don't fall off. Well, I'd like to have a moment of remembrance. And I'd like to remember those of World War I and also of this World War I era canon. World War I was the great war to end all wars. And General Patton said about the men, "It is foolish and wrong to mourn the men who died. Rather, we should thank God such men lived." In San Juan County in World War I, there was 9 men who died in the line of service, and I'd like to remember them. George Allen, 21, entered service at Friday Harbor, died at the University of Washington, 1 October 1918. Harold Butterworth, age 20, parents were from Roach Harbor, died of pneumonia at the Naval Hospital in Brooklyn, New York. Fred Hackett, 19, born in Friday Harbor, served on several fronts, was killed in action near Mont Ditter, May of 1918. Walter Hendrich, 25, entered the service at Friday Harbor, died in Training Camp Seattle, 8 October 1918. John Morris Jones, 23, was born on Decatur. Many of us know Maury Jones and Karen Lamb of Decatur. Karen was a school teacher there for many years. It was their uncle. He was wounded at Aragon in September of 1918 by a machine gun bullet from an airplane. He died from those wounds at Camp Lewis, Washington, 6 June 1919. Bud Larson, 28, entered service at Camp Lewis. His unit was the 361st Infantry Machine Gun Company, 91 Division. Served at Avocourt, Epinaville, Epinetus Woods, Bali Woods, Seagrass Woods, and Guessness. He was killed at Guessness 11 October 1918. Charles Lawson, 26, born Deer Harbor and entered service at Friday Harbor. He was gassed at Aranon and contracted pneumonia and died in France 5 November 1918. Fred Martin, 36, killed at Aragon 3 October 1918. Voyle Martin, 27, entered service at Friday Harbor, killed Aragon Forest 28 September 1918. Some of the World War veterans from Lopez, I have a list, and this is just some of them, and some of these names we know, and some were related to or know people who were related to. C.E. Parker. These are all World War I veterans from Lopez. Jack Hallen, Otis Ayers, Walter Gallinger. When I came across Walter Gallinger's name, I happened to have a picture of him on my computer desk. He's standing next to my grandpa, so I knew Walter Gallinger. Louis Schultz, Leo Todd, Owen Higgins. I knew Owen Higgins, the nicest guy you'll ever meet. The barber on Lopez, I asked him one time, well, where does a barber get his haircut? And he says, well, Otis Higgins gives him haircuts. Don Holman, Dan Forrest. Dan Forrest is Ron Norman's grandfather, is Shirley Norman's dad. Bill Burt, a cousin to Bob Burt. Malcolm McLeod. Malcolm McLeod, I knew him, great guy. He did mail on the island for 15 years. He did a lot of building. The fellowship house at the community church, he was instrumental in building it. They wanted to call it McLeod Hall, but he insisted not, so they called it the fellowship house. Oscar Anderson, not that Oscar Anderson, a different Oscar Anderson. Amo Fagerholm. Most of these men from Lopez were partially responsible for bringing this cannon to Lopez Island in December of 1947. Why would those men bring an old war relic like this to Lopez? What was their intent? What was on their minds? What we do know is they brought it to Odlin Park for a reason. There are some people who'd like to move the gun to the museum where people could look at it from behind a fence. Some say it should go to the cemetery or to the old Legion Hall. But these men, they could have placed it there, but they didn't. They brought it to Odlin Park. In our busy lives, we often forget about the sacrifices that some men and women made in the past. This cannon is a visual reminder of those who fell for us. Did those men of the past want this cannon to be stuffed away somewhere where people couldn't enjoy it? No, they brought it to Odlin Park. Those men played on this cannon. Those stories you hear are true. I have witnesses. Doug Franklin's birthday party, different times when those men saw if this cannon was functional. Those men played on this cannon. Those men took their children to this park to play on this cannon. They wanted it in a park so people could play on it. So when your children or grandchildren are playing on this cannon, think of those men who sacrificed and those that gave their lives so that we could be free. Thank you.
Land that I love, stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home.
Thank you, Tammy.